Today, we are going to test the best survival ideas that are going viral on the internet and find out if they would really save you in an emergency situation. The first idea is really cool. It is a water collector made with recyclable materials, and it seems to work in a really interesting way. That is the theory. Let us see it in practice. For this idea, I will need some coins, a balloon, a plastic bottle, and a bit of string. I made a hole here at the base of the plastic bottle, passed the string through, and tied a knot to secure it. Here, when we pull, the string extends at least a hand's width past the neck with the coins. I will do it step by step. First the 10-cent coins, then the 50-cent coins, and we will put them all in the balloon. It will look like a little bundle like this, and now we just need to tie this to the string. It is ready, and how this works is pretty simple. When we lower the string, the coin's weight will open the bottle, letting it fill with water. And when we pull it again, it will lock there, allowing us to collect water. Now we are going to test this in practice, but first I need a container to put the water I collect in here. For that, we are going to test this idea here, which is basically a super resistant reinforced bag that lets us carry anything without it tearing. And to make it, we need to take a regular bag and wrap a piece of wood like this. And now with a piece of duct tape, we are going to reinforce this whole bag. I will put some strips on the bottom of the bag first, and then we will wrap the tape around the entire bag. The bag is already pretty sturdy, but we still need to reinforce the handle, which is the main thing, so it does not break. After everything is well reinforced, it is ready. We made two and will now collect the water. This water collector is really cool, especially for you to use in places that are a bit higher like this, where we cannot reach the water. What we do is lower it down here now. The weight of the coins will sink and make the bottle start to fill with water. And when we pull the string, the balloon with the coins will block the neck of the bottle. And we pull it up and manage to lift it. Here with water, of course, it is leaking a little. And then you release it here into the container where you want to collect the water. Now we just need to repeat this process 1,000 times. The collector worked well and we finished filling it. This one is approved. Now let us see about the back. If it is strong enough and will be able to hold this much water. Wow, it is not leaking. This is really heavy and it is also really sturdy. I can easily take this wherever I want without worrying. I definitely would not do that if it were just a plastic bag, but this one is approved. This idea worked really well, but the water inside here is really dirty. That is why we are going to have to test this technique here to filter the water and make it crystal clear. Will it work? To filter the water, we will need 3 cups and paper stacked one above the other. I am going to fill the first cup with dirty water and leave it here. What is going to happen with this strip of paper? I am going to dip it in the dirty water and leave it here. The paper will be responsible for absorbing the water and then dripping the cleaner water here. When the middle cup is a bit fuller, we add another piece of paper and repeat until the water is clear. But this process here will take quite a while, a good few hours. Let us do the other experiments and check the results at the end of the video. This next idea is perfect. In case you are lost in the middle of the woods and barefoot, or your shoe got a hole broke and you cannot use it anymore. Because he made a sandal from polyethylene terephthalate bottles. The first thing to do is to remove the label, but without tearing it, because we will need it soon. So take it off completely, like this. Now we need to crush this bottle here. For that, we already use our own foot. And the good thing about doing this with your own foot is that it already shapes itself to the exact form. Press it down well and see how your foot already fits perfectly. But we are still missing the sandal strap. That is where the label helps. Estimate where your foot stop will be, place the label there, and you are done. Here is our Nike, our Adidas, and now look how the foot fits. This part here became the sandal strap. It is secured and it is ready. Look, I will tell you guys, it is not comfortable, but it is much better than stepping on the little stones with the sole of my own foot. It will definitely protect a little more. Another problem with this is the label. Since it is very thin, it is going to tear really quickly. But then comes an upgrade to this idea by using the label itself. Still here, we are going to attach a piece of tape to make it more resistant. But the label still needs to be here so the tape sticks to it and the sticky part does not come into contact with your foot. Now yes, your flip-flop will be more resistant and will last for much longer. The next idea is perfect for you to have some nighttime lighting. The guy amplifies the light bulb tenfold. Let us test this. This light bulb has a strong LED, but let us see if this technique can improve it. That is it. I will use a jug like this one. Ideally, it should be milky white, not transparent, here and now. It is very simple. I took a piece of tape, attached the light, and we are going to secure this light with the part that shines facing the bottle. This idea is pretty basic. There is no secret, and we are going to test it. Since it is daytime, we will wait for it to get dark and do this at the end of the video. The next thing we are going to test is a power generator, so you can go camping and still have electricity at your campsite. I set up these solar panels and connected them to this generator here. This one is the alternating current 180 generator from Bluette, which has 1,800 watts of power. That means I can bring a fridge, a stove, a microwave, everything, and plug it in at my campsite. And the best part is that it charges through these solar panels. Let us suppose we came to a campsite and we are going to need to plug in a few things here. Like, for example, the first thing could be a fan. The campsite is too dark. Let us leave a backup light on. To top it off, if we want to make some orange juice, we just need to bring the juicer. Let us suppose it is a fan. Like, for example, a fan. Fan example, first thing, fan can be a fan. Example, be a fan can be a fan. Like, for the first time, be a fan. For example, the first thing can be a fan. I am going to make a hole in the bottle cap with the same diameter as the syringe so it fits tightly. The mechanism of this is pretty simple. When we push this all the way up, the water that is in the bottle, which will be upside down, will start to leak into these grooves here in the syringe. But when it is all the way down, this rubber part will seal everything here and it will not leak. To help you understand, let us see it in action. I screwed it onto the bottle here. It is completely full of water and it is ready. Otherwise, it is leaking. Tapping here makes the water fall. Then you wash your hand, and the cool thing is that you do not waste much water, and you have a nice little faucet for a long time, because this should last quite a while, until all this water runs out when we are lost in the middle of the woods. One of the main things is a campfire, both to serve as a source of heat and for you to prepare food. And this idea here is really cool because the guy creates a fire starter that is also waterproof, and it seems to work really well. So let us test it out. Our first ingredient for this fire starter is pine bark shavings. We need to keep scraping here and collect a good amount of shavings. It is best if the shavings are really fine. The finer, the better. Here we are going to mix it with a bit of petroleum jelly until it forms a paste, and then to finish, you mix this paste with cotton until it becomes completely homogeneous. The fire starter is already ready, but the guy would still add a little extra, which was to make it waterproof. For that, we are going to take it, put it right in the middle of a piece of duct tape and seal it up, closing all the sides. That is it. Extremely simple. There is no secret to it. And now we are going to test its waterproofness and its strength to make fire. First, let us get it really wet. Look, pretend you went into a waterfall or a lake with this and it got completely soaked. Look, a lot of water falling on it. For sure, if this was not waterproof, the cotton would have gotten soaked, but did that really happen? Look, apparently everything inside here, our mix is completely dry. First, a positive point. Now let us test its fire-making ability. Look, it caught fire really easily. Now we take some small sticks here, start putting them on top so the fire can start. Look, it is already catching, the fire is already growing here. Let us add a bit of this straw. Now we use small sticks and wait for it to catch. Look, in just a few minutes we managed to make a great campfire to warm up so we can roast some meat. What a cool idea, 100% approved after about 5 hours. Look at the result of this experiment. The water that was completely dirty in this cup was transferred to this second cup through the paper, and it already became much clearer. And the same thing happened with this third cup. And look at the difference. This water here is completely clear, but this last water still would not be suitable for you to drink. The ideal thing now would be to boil it to kill all the microbes and bacteria, and then yes, you could drink it. Now that it is already dark, let us test our lamp. 3, 2, 1. Wow, the light it gives off is really strong, and the best part is that the bottle is not transparent, so it diffuses the light better and lights up the room really well. What a great thing. We could stay here all night with this light, really lighting up the place. Now tell me, what do you think? Of all the ideas we tried, which one did you guys like the most? I am sure that if you put them all together, your camp will be much more efficient. And if you like survival videos, yes, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. A hug to everyone, thanks. See you. That is it, and goodbye.